talk about Ultra, like with that forfeit to Boston, that like gives them points in the top 6. Like, I think if you're rooting for it to be kind of crazy around that top 8, you want Ultra to get a win here and kind of handle business, because Miami wins, they further the separation, right?
40 points.
Yeah, which it's still possible, but
yeah, we have 2 majors left, but
it's a bit of a gap.
It is. Yeah, we'll have to look at schedules moving forward, but yeah, Miami, again, they were trending downward before the addition of Super. We were like, they're going to catch up to this team. Our teams are going to catch up to Miami, but it has been the complete opposite. They are 3-0 in this stage.
Yeah, and this feels like, I mean, if you looked at this a month ago, you probably wouldn't think this is a battle maybe for 2 teams that might be top 4 at the next major, but right now it kind of feels that way, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, since the last major, Toronto's trending the right way. You know, they probably want that Sunday to go a little bit better after beating Thieves, but outside of the forfeit, you have beaten FaZe and Thieves in a Game 5. It's like you're finally getting those big victories under your belt. So it's just now, can you carry it forward? But it feels like they are peaking.
Yeah, and with Ultra, I mean, you just take a look at this past weekend. I was working on the desk and just said, like, after the forfeit and all the stuff going on social with them, like, they need to come in, just focus on the gameplay, focus on getting a dub, get over maybe like the mental hurdle. And yeah, whenever Thieves was absolutely terrific. And now, can they handle business again? Maybe this isn't the test they thought it was going to be. Heretics so improved with Super in the lineup, but we get right to Vault, we get right to the battle. So we now look over to the P2 rotation. We've seen impressive performances from both these teams on this particular map, but so far so good for Ultra as you have that early 27-0 advantage. But now let's pay attention to the big fights here. In rotation, Real's going to get picked, really the only one in the spot, so Ultra is going to get in, and Miami still battling for their first point.
Yeah, Metals is in the back. He's just going to have to try to play his life. Doing it well so far, just finessing, maybe buy some space for his team, because now you have a 3 versus 4 near the front of the hill, but you are here on a great slide out of Rentor. He's going to find 2 somehow, so he's going to play his life. You're making this messy if you are Miami, and I think you'll take that all day, considering you don't have the spawns. But yeah, it's just always one more play in their life. First it was Metals, this time it was Rentor behind a good couple of kills. They're earning time, but here comes Kleenex.
Well, Kleenex gets there, but not able to do too much. Maybe a little bit staggered on the pushes. Ultra, you can get one body towards it. It's Miami. Once down about 35 or so to 0. Now close to tying this game up. It'll be Mixie towards the end of it. First on rotation, it'll be Super kind of set up art side. Looking to make the play for the Ultra team will be at number 5. And Beans that's maybe looking for the opening. Try to get team shots, I think, with Insight to maybe pick him out of art. It looks like they're actually able to do that. So they'll kill the Heretics member out of art. They'll get control of P3. You've got them spawning out ammo, and this is ideal for Ultra early.
I mean, Rentor never died. We literally saw him slide into that P2 and somehow did a 2-piece. He's played his life the entire time. He's on 7. I imagine he has a Hellstorm by now. 31 seconds. So yeah, somehow this guy, it looked like he was going to get traded out for sure. Never does. Well, goes on this big spree.
Only real downside is you're on that spree, but the rest of the team died. You've been pinned out this side with all the time going to Ultra. So good news, you get a streak, what that's going to turn into. Bad news, at least early in this point, is you weren't really racking up any time. But now you're able to get into the P3 lane. Bring this back to around a tie game, maybe get a lead change in your favor, but Ultra do have the setup they want, at least this early in the P4, or about to be the P4. We'll see what Heretics can do with the opening push, as they'll try to push in, try to maybe get a flip. There's one pick. That can be all it takes sometimes. Metals is able to get an opener. Can you follow up behind that? He's traded out. Nothing else comes off of it. They're still hunting and trying to get the player inside of art. They're finally able to shut down Beans, and now comes their next push.
Yeah, trying to just take their time. They did block spawns for a moment. You're going to see Beans is going to spawn out as well. So numbers-wise, you're kind of even right now. Well, now you have the advantage, absolutely. That player in the hill, that's going to be inside. He's going to get off, try to just play his life up top, and well, he does it wonderfully. Able to find the double, takes down Super and Metals. His teammates are here now hunting the final one. You almost get to break if you were Miami, but inside plays his life.
Yeah, so close to happening, but this will end up being nearly perfect for Ultra. Yeah, time was white for a little bit, but not much. So you'll get up, what, 40 or so? 2 players going to be spawning at old for Heretics. Now we'll get battling out to mid-map. We'll see the second set of rotation, see who can maybe get advantage here early. For Ultra, I mean, you've got kind of, what, the setup at old. Pushing through them was Insight, and he's going to actually spawn a teammate out that side for P2. So what you want here early if you're Ultra, but obviously a lot of time to go in the P1.
I mean, listen.
Beautifully done.
Outside of the Rentor play, I mean, at P2, you have dominated this map. You take those 30 seconds away. If you even split that, if you're Ultra, you're almost up like 70 or 80. So they are playing just so well across the board. Finally, though, and again, it's behind Rentor's double. 15 and 8 leading the lobby. is that rookie. Gets them right back onto the hill.
Now the other side of it, Super, who's been terrific since he came in. Slow start for him at 6 and 14. Keep an eye on him as maybe he starts to warm up and come alive in this map 1. But healthy time for Heretics. See if they can do a better job maybe getting in early towards the P2 this time around. First in that position will be Insight. We're on Beans, though, for now. Insight does get 2, though, so he's cutting out players trying to flip out spawns. Big kills from Insight. Beans tries to back up and reinforce that. And now the next P2. It'll be Real in the back. I mean, similar to last time in the sense he was playing back.
No, I thought Beans would have saw him right there, but he doesn't. So, yeah, he just plays all the way towards the back. It looked like he spotted him, just turns a little bit too quickly. And, well, I get it. It's that play, and then Real's going to be able to hit a nade. You still have the Hellstorm if you need it, but very similar to, last time. You still have the back spawns. Rencor, though, he's on the hill getting the time.
How long can they actually do this? Rencor went wild at the last P2. This time it's Real going wild. Hits the double nade off a spawn. Able to get 2 more as he pushes on forward. Chipping away at this lead once again. Enough time here to basically have a tie game through the stun. Metal still winning fights. Beautiful from him. Yeah, Kleenex will trade him out, but the damage done from Metals through the backside, and it'll still be Heretics inside of the point for now. And Super, the guys maybe need to step it up. Seeing if he can do it there, but gonna get caught out, but whatever. You'll lose the last 10 seconds. Not a big deal. Heretics are right back in this game as we're basically square.
I mean, that's just it. You got yourself back to the end with a solid P1 and P2 if you are Miami Heretics. Only down 6 now. Ultra are going to try to do what they did last time through, which is control the left side of the map. They're doing that here for P3 and P4. Just got to get them off the time as Joe Deceives controlling the middle. Rencor all over the map, all over the objective. Minute 20. When it comes to the objective time, also still with 18 kills, so he's just playing his life so well, trying to buy his team some space. So maybe they can work through middle of the map, but not gonna happen. As Joe Deceives Kleenex, the duo finds 3.
Super hoping to get tags in. Maybe set up his teammates to push forward. Joe Deceives now up to 5 in a row, 17. Make it 18 and 15 for him. Pretty close. Turning a Hellstorm as well. See if you actually stay up to earn that, though.
Yeah, I think the good thing for him is everybody from Miami went left. Because I mean, Metals gets down. He was trying to cross towards P4, but he gets spotted. So it's like, while he was earning this time, finding his kills, there it is. Another Hellstorm on the map. We'll see when these come into play, but there you can see last P4 points 47-0. This one, I mean, you have so much map control if you are Ultra. You can't ask for much more.
We've had so many vaults like this. It's like a tale of 2 halves. Like one team dominates like 1 and 2, one team better at 3 and 4. And just who makes the play late is what it seems to be. But here comes one of the Hellstorms in. It'll be Rancor. It's going to call it in first and hope to get a break. Everyone just going to tuck away inside. You do get a kill during that if you're Super, and maybe it leads to something. Toronto, though, still holding. They've been perfect in the P4 and looking to remain perfect. Let's go to listen with Toronto Ultra.
Stay up. I'm twice. There's one close up, scaff door. Close up, scaff door.
One in, bro. Okay.
No, back door now.
Back scaff, Jimmy.
And Frog.
You went back door, you okay?
I mean, I'm still one scaff the week.
It's good.
Good old. Super
I'm
now.
right, yeah. Could be dubs.
One second.
One shot.
Okay, I'm on
After right. Don't pull it, be S&D.
Ready,
All
Sam.
the time.
S&D went default.
One scaff door, one's ready. Go, give me a plan.
I'm getting off, bro.
I'll get cap.
Absolute. One more in open.
Cat says Real. Hold on, I'm going right. Give me a second.
Super's there, cat open, Joe.
Cat one single.
Play lobby, you're good.
Con, middle, can I talk, Jimmy?
Outside time.
Close middle. I'm dead. Front to me.
Can you stay up?
I'm trying. Front one double.
Close, one shot. They're open. They're free towards time.
One shot, cat bar.
Mid open.
Mid side town.
He's open side.
Mid side
time.
town. No one plans. I'm looking cat. Yo, our close on once.
Man, come right now.
Shoot in there.
Close, he's laying in con.
Open that.
Still con.
We went right.
Pick it up. I'm challenging.
Open next. I'll get cat. Jump one shot. Keep trying my house. Yo,
Come on, get us, man.
Coming.
Let's go.
Plants as well.
Coming.
Over top cap. Low cap.
Nice shot. Back
Back up.
Round was cat.
That's time for a sec.
I'm left. I'm looking left. I'm a clear right.
I'm down
No
there.
one left.
Nothing shot you right.
Two cap.
You got me.
Give me a sec. I'll pinch you low pool. One's on the right.
Next one. Get up, cat. Pick up the right. I'm single arm right now. I see that's on the right.
Cat step.
Single. Three left, boys. Hold on, I have front time.
You hit front shot.
Down dead. Push shot game weak, one out palms. One lobby.
I'm a shoot. Give me a second.
Palms,
I'm waiting for them to I'm wait. Palm one. I'm shaking now. He's making me off palm. Alright, listen, there is
They just lined up back.
Front house, inside house.
Yeah, one front house, one back to two. Shoot Tom. I can't. Zap shot Tom. Got one. Why, one last one.
Time.
The second Hellstorm comes into play, but it's not going to lead to anything. I think right when he calls it, they're 2 dead. All the kills go the way of Heretics throughout that, so as good as that listed in was for Ultra for the most part, at least the communication I thought was solid. The ones making the plays, Heretics here late.
I mean, dude, these P2s have been a nightmare for Ultra.
Yeah.
They really have. They've controlled spawns every single time. It just hasn't mattered at all. They are just flooding the front. They're controlling palms. This guy is over 2 minutes in the hill. A majority of it coming from this P2. It has kept them in this game and is now giving them the lead. Great stuff out of Heretics here at P2.
I swear, like P2, I don't know if we can call it a type of money hill anymore. Like later in the year we get, I swear, bro, it is just so mixy. But 2-10 now up for Heretics and control of the P3, but where Ultra have been close to perfect has been that late P3 into P4. They've done such a good job, and they're going to need to do it here. The difference is going to be just due to the scoreboard for Heretics to apply more pressure to Ultra to make plays around P3. Maybe an opening for Heretics to get through.
Yeah, last time through as well at P4, the big difference was that Hellstorm, right? That gave Heretics the space to kind of find that break, at least split up some of that time. But there you kind of see what Heretics is doing, what you talked about, just putting pressure on the objective. Now you have to come towards us. Are you going to give up this 15? They might, right? You can't win it here. We can win at P4, so it is going to be a full lockdown play. We are going to try to just survive right now over towards our side, not let anyone through. Everybody pull out the ARs. That's exactly what's happened, but Metals maybe with the play. He's able to sneak down through, finds the first. What else can he get here? They allow his teammates to maybe make something happen? No, but the AR is going to hit for Ultra. They're playing this rotation again.
Yeah, I mean, Heretics, they had to commit either to the P3 time or commit to the
this
flip.
Time it's Rencor. He's able to get behind.
But Rencor with the slip, and there's the opening, just a crack in the back line. At least both times you're only able to give up 1 kill. You only allow 1 kill to Rencor, 1 kill to Metals. Beans now answering with a double of his own. Super. Fighting through towards Art, winning a gunfight towards the front of the hardpoint. It's going to be number 3. That's Rancor. I thought maybe applying pressure to it, but it's big gunfight wins again at the point for Ultra. Silver lining right now for Heretics. Ultra can't win it here. Neither team can now win it here. We're going to see another rotation into the P1 as the battle, the madness continues at P4.
Yeah, I mean, we're just going to see here now who's going to recognize that, right? So you're going to see number 1 in Metals. He's going to go on a route. Real's going to try to get there, but already in position will be CleanX. Inside actually goes underground. So middle and P1's open. Heretics are going to take, but they're going to be ready for this. Inside with the long route down low. He's able to find one, but is that enough? Well, it might not matter because CleanX and Beans say, we got your back, buddy.
Here we go. Back to work is CleanX. 240-240 now the score line. 10 points needed for either team. One more break opportunity for Heretics, but Joe Deceives not wanting to give any opening. This will be the final burst, the final push, and they're not going to touch it. Ultra lock it down late, dominate P4 throughout the course of this map. And we expect a tight series between these two teams. Both might be considered top 4 at the moment. Both might be battling top 4 at the major. A banger map 1.
Yeah, you kind of saw maybe just some frustrations on the Heretics side when we were looking at their cams from like Rencor. You just kind of see maybe comms were off or they wanted to do something a little bit different. But I mean, the fact is they made that one hell of a map because, yeah. I mean, listen, when we talk about just sort of rotations, it felt like Ultra was always beating them.
Like, on most, yes.
On most, yeah. I mean, in the fact that they were able to put it to that score line, break up a couple of the P4s, but really they just cash in so much from the front of P2. That makes this a game.
Yeah, it just felt like one of those, they were in that blender, kind of Heretics of like, break, get the late time, have to break, get the late time, like over and over again. But they did it well enough that they were in the game 100% throughout the course of it. But a big win from Toronto Ultra, a real balanced effort out of the squad. We'll take a look at the last minute as it was madness down the stretch in this. Beans popped off with his 5 spree at this P4. But yeah, I don't know what it got out to, what the total was on the P4, but obviously the biggest win you got chalk up for Ultra.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, you do get enough to where you can get it to the P1, but now you have this rotation. And you'll see 7 and inside. Yeah, he goes all the way through. Like, maybe you're just thinking he's not going to do that, just sort of post up with an AR, but he tries to take your route. And while this goes down on the other side, what, Metals in number 1? He might be the player. What can he find? Not much, but it's really just this. I don't know. Just nice little pop-up there from Toby. Beans is there for the third, and they're just able to take it off those gunfights.
Heretics get one more chance here to try and break in. The door slammed shut, though. This push gets staggered almost instantly as Jodeci is able to pick up one. It's a 3-on-4, then push towards the point, and Ranker really the only one that's able to get one, and that'll shut it down. Now we look at the overall game flow. Tons of lead changes. We're going to get a DNA spiral here on the game flow, but the P4s were, insane for Ultra.
Yeah,
I mean, you can see the jump on literally every single one. Maybe the second one, not as much, but still an advantage.
That was the Hellstorm.
It still had advantage, but like the other two, it is a literal flat line at the first, pretty close to a flat line at the second or the third. Dominant there.
Yeah, and then you just look at the P2s. It's kind of the same thing, just the opposite way.
Yep.
It's where Miami gets very much back into the game. And on the last one, that's where they take the lead. They get 50 points on that final one, put the pressure on. But they held the line, did Ultra. Just held that P4 rotation.
I swear, sometimes lately it just seems to be like better to be the team breaking on P2. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
like the team with the early setup, I feel like it's just, we don't see it held very often.
Yeah, we talk about that front or backside spawn. It's the closer spawn, no doubt, but I just think the front of P2, if you control palms, you're just it's rain in hell down on that P2.
Well, it's a lot different. Like versus the P4 where it's difficult to kind of cross the gap to apply pressure directly on the hard point. Like P2's the opposite. There's a lot more finesse. There's a truck there. Like you can get through. There's areas to like get across and apply pressure, just win a gunfight and go. P4 is just, it's tough. It's tough.
You also don't have the cover, right? P2's you can just shoot right through the front. There's nothing.
No, 100%. But we'll take a look at some stats for Super as we get ready for the map 2. He has been terrific, but really the search and destroy has been the biggest highlight for him. He is #1 in overall KD. Obviously not a ton of maps, but still a 1.6. He has been brilliant. It has been so fun to watch, and now they're going to need to rely on him here. But I also want to go back to being ready to able to chat about it because we were kind of right into the craziness of it. But like the listening with Ultra was terrific. I even like one thing I like from Beans that you don't hear from players a ton. Like he was just like, talk to me. Like no one say anything for a second. Like they're cool and calm a lot of the times, but like he just needed info. I think he was like last one alive. He's like, talk to me. Like where you spawn? It was, I don't know. I thought that was great.
It sounded more Ultra-esque in the fact of like old rosters was this very calm, cool, sort of just monotoned in a way. Where with Beans and Joe, you have heard more emotion, a little maybe
it's
repeated,
still like,
but
it's still chill compared to some. But
well, it's because it's in Kleenex.
Yeah. But it's definitely maybe a little more passion flowing. But the S&D there for Heretics, 4-0, yet to drop. Defense has been terrific. They're ranked #1. We'll see how the defense holds up here. If you think back to the last time we saw this, really, it's the final match on Sunday. It ended with the map 5. It was Thieves versus Ultra. Ultra able to take that. Some phenomenal A play, some cars, explosions going their way. I mean, I think it was Beans like had this stuff play the game. I believe it was like called it a RC. It like got a kill plus blew up another car that also got a kill. Like a
chain reaction.
Yeah, chain reaction.
But yeah, that one seems like it was very A heavy, and we've seen a lot more B play. I feel like from other matches. But I mean, Ultra, maybe they're just thinking it's similar to sort of Vault or Skyline. There's a free bomb plan. We're going to take it.
Well, able to avoid the utility, get in, get the plant. Planner going to drop almost instantly. The retake alive and well for Heretics. 3v2 advantage, and they're out and hunting. Real trying to look for the next. Not able to win the gunfight. 1 versus 1. Metals. Kleenex. 25 on the clock, and Kleenex able to dip away.
Yeah, 20 seconds. He knows he has to
win.
check the bomb, stays patient for the slide, able to take down Metals. Metals not the best map 1 performance from him. He's been a lot more consistent in the respawns. But right here, it's going to be Kleenex who keeps his great match going. Yeah, no, I mean, he won the round. The gunfight inside versus Real as well. That was kind of a 50-50 gunfight as Real pushed in. This one, sort of the same thing, kind of a 50-50 close-range gunfight, and Kleenex is able to win both. Jodeci is like, well, I did my job. I got bomb planted. I got bomb planted.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's all it is.
No, it really is. It can be tough to get out and actually make a play sometimes from that position, but the retake happened so quickly from Heretics. Nowhere for him to squirm. It was early A hit for Ultra. Looks like early B for Heretics.
And the reason we haven't seen yes, we've seen some A, but the retake success for a lot of teams on defense over towards A has been good enough where I think teams sort of stay away from it unless they have to switch it up. So Miami, they're going to go towards B. You have the man advantage. No bomb planted yet, but they're going to stay patient still a minute.
Yeah, I mean, they have numbers while they're not planning. The second they're planning, they don't. So trying to find the right timing. We'll see when Metals opts to work it through, just playing for a little bit of information or maybe one more kill before they think about the objective. The fact is they got the luxury of time. Still 45 to go, but it gets quiet. So now they're thinking plant. It's going to be a 2v3 retake for Ultra now. Joe Deceives and CleanX will try to get this done. Can they get one clean and get away and turn this into a 2 versus 2? Tags in for Metals. Waiting for Joe Deceives to take the route. Maybe he'll find an opening, but holding that, you can see just on the other side there for Metals, the rank war.
Yeah, it's really on Joe. That's what CleanX is waiting for it. There we go. Metals, though, nice awareness. Ready for the slide. 2 versus 1, 20 seconds.
CleanX has got to go. Just sends it. Wins 1. Doesn't really turn into a real 1 versus 1 as he gets traded out right away. I would have loved for him somehow to have another one, but that was just too tough to do. And, well, a great setup there. It's already tough to retake, but especially when you got man advantage for the offense.
Yeah, I mean, CleanX is making the right plays. He's just shouldering. What info can he find? Maybe you catch an over, Pete, but it's really, all right, Joe, here's where the setup is. How do we want to attack this? And I think they have the advantage on Metals, but Metals just timed that slide to perfection to where he's just gun up, ready for Joe, and he's able to take him down first.
Well, a look at both bomb sites early on for our offenses. Ultra seem to be right back to work over towards A. Much more of a presence here for Heretics. They're not playing the retake. They're playing the let's just stop the plant. As they hit it, CleanX, the hero kind of the round 1 offense, is going to be blooded. So you will not have numbers advantage this time around.
They're looking to go as well. They are going to back up, so there's the info. Maybe you keep Real here, maybe just shouldering up. They're going to go as a 4-man wolf pack all the way back towards B.
Oh, well, I take that back. I guess technically Miami did get the first blood right in that first round because bomb carrier got picked. So maybe Ultra can pull off the 3 versus 4. The difference is you didn't actually get the bomb planted. We'll see if that's the case. They might be able to do a 3v4 hold like they did on the opposite site. Maybe. Even more manageable here. Joe Deceives gets the plant this time with his life. This time opportunity to make the play, but he's going to peek and get a lot of info for his squad. The one person maybe taking a different route will be Real on the Heretic side as he's lurking mid.
He still gets
Nice
a kill.
win.
It's 2.
Okay, was 2 going to be enough? It's all going to be inside now. 1 versus 2. I thought that was going to be another just Joe Deceives triple. He just pops him in search and destroy. Guy picks a corner and fries. Inside.
Timing.
He's got the info. Knock, knock. Insight's here. There's 1. Oh, he has to reload, so he's just going to go ahead and dip. That's all he had to do. That's all he had to do. Simply not enough time. On offense, it's been 3v4 clutches twice now for Ultra. Once CleanX gets it done to the 1v1, this time Insight in the 1 versus 2. The old duo from this squad coming up with the clutches.
And I mean, Joe, though, right? He's the one that turned this into he got hit by that nade. Right, because he gets hit down to 51, a nade hits him. Okay, so he starts to regen, but the fact he gets 2 there, Miami just don't hunt him down fast enough. And then, yeah, just...
I swear he's had a play like that on every map. Like, every map. Where it's just a whole team in search in front of him. He's in a corner or picking a timing. And
so now Miami might just have to say, we can't let him plant at all.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't help their chances in this. As a team nade... Well, not really a team nade. I think a teammate with nade in hand gets naded by Ultra and leads to a team kill. Now they have to do, well, what Ultra has managed to do twice. Pull off a 3 versus 4 from the offensive side. I think Metals' toes getting clipped. How do you play this? I mean, the good thing for Ultra is, I mean, they were at least in the 3-4 still able to get bombed down. On the opposite side, Metal's going to slide forward. Nice little snap onto a weak player there. Maybe a multi-kill, similar to what we saw Joe Deceives do, is going to be the play here. Yes, it is. Metal's taking over. Okay, so the key to offensive victories is to go down a player and win a 3v4.
Yeah, and they were trying to think when they start to move on up, like maybe they're doing what we did, which is we just backed all the way up, allow the plant. But they actually kept 2 players around the bomb site. And somehow Metals is able to find both of them and then ends up getting the 3rd to give them that advantage. The last player alive is like, well, what the heck happened to my team? But that's why a lot of the times you see, you know, teams when you do have the man advantage, just allow the plant back all the way up. Because if you give them even equal numbers on one side of the map, they take advantage of it.
And take advantage is exactly what happened. So 3 of our 4 rounds have been 3v4 offensive round wins. See what happens in this one. Is working up for the plant. Will be Ultra, but Rinker's POV deep for a second. Cars exploding. But Joe Deceives staying up. He's weak, but he is still up. First blood now for CleanX. Second blood to CleanX. Massive advantage now for Ultra. You got bomb planted. You've got massive numbers to work with. I don't know how you pull this off if you're Heretics, but CleanX is thinking ace, but not going to be able to happen because I think his duo and Joe Deceives pushes forward. The subs cut down everybody, and we continue the string of offensive wins.
I mean, just props to them because they continue to go for this, and it just doesn't look fun over there, right? I mean, all the nades blowing up. Yes, you have trophies. The cars are going to blow up, but it just feels like they know how to either avoid that or put themselves in a position
where they take some damage but stay up.
Yeah, just win the round and then catch them off guard. They do it again. Behind the sub play.
Yeah, I swear, because we were in the kind of jumped out to the sky cam with him planting. I'm like, uh-oh. You just see the nades going over the top. I'm like, he is in trouble, but stays alive, and I think gets the final 2 kills in the round as well. He does. All the subs there for Ultra, and they go back out in front. Similar to the first offensive attack for Heretics. Quick pressure. Over towards B. Real gonna fly out and just get a pick.
Do they expect Beans there, though? Do they know he's there? No, they do not. He's able to find one, though. Metals is there for the trade. That could have been even worse, but we're into a 2 versus 2.
Yeah, as CleanX gets one, this makes things far more interesting. Bomb's gonna be down on it, and the wall bang comes through. CleanX can't get away. Beautiful from the super subs. I was gonna say super subs. Rancor and super. The new guys.
The super ARs.
The super rookies. Beautiful there as they close it out. But yeah, the wall bang there from Rancor. Super rookies is what I was going for.
Honestly, if you would have said super ARs, super rookies, it was just like you said super subs.
Yeah, no idea.
That was the only wrong thing.
Yeah, those are not.
That's all right.
Yeah. I got too excited. I think I was thinking about how he was a substitute at some point. Because I did call him a super sub before. That's what happened. Yeah, because we came in as super. The sub, super sub, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, not a sub anymore. Full-time job.
Full-time job, and well, yeah, he's undefeated.
Try to keep that undefeated streak going here. There's a defense still looking to get the stop. Well, the nades combo and CleanX not able to make a play.
May not matter, though.
From the small room like he did in the round 1. This time he's going to get shut down, but
yeah.
How do Ultra win offenses, Joe?
Yeah, 3v4.
Yep, that's how they do it.
This time, though, they're going to push through. They're not going to play all the way back to their spawn, but bomb will be planted, and we're going to do it again.
Obviously, it's not going to be Joe Deceives that can make a play from the same spot as they're pushing through from the other side. Now it's going to be a 2 versus 4 they've got to do. You get a pick, you slow it down, you spread the map if you're Heretics. Allow Real to take a route, but taking the route behind him is going to be Joe Deceives. Unfortunately, Real gets the kill before he gets in position. Otherwise, maybe you're able to win this, but the fact he gets a kill on the route kind of shuts down the round, considering you have a 4v2 advantage. And
yeah, well, I think Joe spots him, and he's trying to call it out to Insight that he's hitting that route, but he's just not ready for it. He's got the sub. So, yeah, Real takes the long route. Joe would have flanked it. Then, yeah, maybe you have a 2 versus 3 and it's possible?
Yeah. Much more doable if they catch that. But the second Real got a kill, that's done.
There's the adjustment. All right. You get the first blood, and instead of backing all the way up and allowing the bomb, let's just hunt down Insight and poor Insight. Just these 3 players just running on through.
Yeah, and Heretics right now are probably like, man, we could be up big. The number of first bloods they've had, they lost the 1v1, they lost the 1v2. There's a lot of positions that they could take advantage of, just haven't until what they did there. This one would already be over. But they're up 4-3 now. And once again, it's going to be B early and often for the Heretic side. Real was able to fly and just get a pick. Last time, this time maybe not liking what they're seeing. They're slowing it down at least for now. Beats has got sub in hand, playing close. Wanting to hit a little pre-fire, but not connecting. See if anyone follows up at it. He just wants to push behind to see if he can get the kill. But behind that, they're all going to back up. So Beans clears it, gets all that information. They're likely wrapping out. So Ultra will try to pick that up.
I mean, what a confidence play, too, for Beans. There really wasn't anyone following him. He was just trying to hunt down that kill with the nade. But yeah, as you said, you pretty much clear that side of the map. So what are we going to do? 3 players going to rotate over towards the A side. Car going to be called in near all the cars. You still have Real lurking. So it's a Real versus Beans, a 1-on-1. Beans is going to win it. He's like, I'm going to read that all day. And well, this is just going to waste their time. This RC jar.
You just got to think about the plan now. Only 20 seconds to go. They've got to get this thing down. Going for it. It's Metals, but coming through is Kleenex. He doesn't finish either of them. He gets damaged into both, but they're able to stay up. Suddenly, though, it's going to be Raker by himself. Bomb has not been planted. Raker's got to go and chow. And he cannot do it. Ultra pick the time for the push, come away with the round victory as the chaos there on the bomb plant.
And Beans was all over the map, just locking down the B side. Then when he gets all the info, he's here to win the round in the 2 versus 2. Great shots with the Jackal onto that final player. But here's Kleenex on 3. He almost wins it himself.
Yeah, like he needs, what, one more bullet there? One more, maybe. I don't even know how. I thought he would have got that kill, honestly, but I thought he was going to get triple. It's just crazy when there's that many targets in front of you, you know?
Yeah, you're just trying to snap.
Thankfully, it doesn't cost them. They walk away with the round victory. He did enough. Beans, though, he's the one that ends up getting 3 in the round. We get back to a tie game, and Beans continues to rip and roar. Opener there with the nade. Metals, though, is going to bring it back, and that's the bomb planter. After the nade first blood, everything falls apart. Insight suddenly lasts alive at a 1 versus 3. What goes wrong there?
I mean, they just continue to challenge this A Street. I mean, you have all 4 players from Miami here. Well, 1 player is middle of the map. But, I mean, yeah, they're just thinking we're going to brute force through this, and instead they don't. Real is there behind the car in a position to find the double. So, yeah, it's just they continue to fight this A-bomb no matter what. And, well, it really hasn't worked out, especially early in these rounds.
Yeah, I can see you just get the nade kill, and you're thinking, that's the opening? Like,
Run.
Good. Yeah. Instead, you get mowed down. Caught running.
And I know it's like, it's words, but throughout this map, the adjustment for Miami has been there. They found how many first bloods A Street just early in these rounds. But yeah, here is Real. He just gets a free 2.
Good insight. Putting in an impossible spot. So Heretics, they've been terrific in search and destroy. You saw the defensive stat for them coming into this. Yes, this has been very offensive heavy until, well, they've stepped it up into defensive rounds, and that's going to be maybe what the separation ends up being. Can they close it out on an offense, though? It's just been 2 very different teams on the offensive side of it.
One's going A, one's going B.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll see some like back and forth on a map where you have some choice, but these guys are committed to one side on their opening. Real gonna dip because he gets ripped down about 40 HP. Car out, plank going in.
Metal's just holding it. He said, I'm getting this down no matter what.
Can he get out of here and tuck away in the corner? He is able to stay alive. Teammates will have the crossfire for him. Might be on him to make the play, though. And, well, he's going to get picked for the window, I think, so he's going to drop. Everything falling apart. Kleenex putting the wiggles in as he's able to snap onto one.
There's
Kleenex.
the triple.
My God, maybe he was the X factor for this series. A brilliant map. 1-11 here. Another triple for him. Well, sorry, he got, what, 2 in the first round. He almost had a triple last round, but didn't finish the 2 kill. I almost want to give him a triple for that. This is the true one, though. Pops over from the window, gets it done. Just sort of pops on there with the use of the trash can at the corner, and then sends it forward to catch Super sprinting out. Incredible from Kleenex, and now round away from being up 2-0.
I think Metal's there. If he's not prone, I don't know if you can see him there. So it's just like he's trying to get in a position to be ready for the slide outs. But unfortunately, it just opens him up to that angle to give the first blood. So, I mean, he gets bombed down. He's just hoping he can find one.
Someone could look at that for him,
yeah.
But yeah, no one has that angle. He's just trapped in the corner.
We're just going A. Is it finally a fake?
Hold up.
No, it's not. I mean, they are just so committed to this.
They love it, Joe. Can they do it? Can they break through?
That's bomb. Joe's got to be careful.
Okay, maybe finally we are going to transition off of this.
Watch him right back. Okay, so Miami, they've pushed through. This time, though, they don't have first blood. Look, they're going to 4-man this. This could all be on Insight. No, they're going to turn.
Okay. They're faking us out, bro.
They just hit the
Both teams. Oh, wait.
we are going back to A.
And Ultra's faking us out, too.
Wait.
The wrap on the wrap. On the wrap. Okay, it pays off. They get this down quickly. Just got to go plant it.
There's a car, so the car's going to get the info. So Miami now should know this is an A hit.
Well, now they definitely do. 4v4, bomb planted, round 11. Here we go for the map. Super, the first blood. Miami have dominated the first blood, so they're looking to keep it going here. Beans can't finish the kill. They slide out, and Chow now to Joe Deceives. Can he be the hero for them again? Not going to win that gunfight with him on the heady, and now it's all on Kleenex. He's on 11. 20 seconds to go. Real smokes him around the corner, and Heretics keep it going and search and destroy. They're tied up 1-1, and that was a wild round 11.
And that's how I feel like, you know, from matches previous in the stage since dealership, that's how a lot of A is gone, right? But I think what Ultra do a little bit differently is they get forward behind the bomb plant. That round, they couldn't get forward at all. There was already resistance. Miami was already there. The only player that was forward was Beans, prone at the car. And Metals does drop down, but he did an excellent job just kind of bunny hopping into the corner, playing his life, and then they had man advantage.
No, if we went from thinking it was like a freebie for Beans, just suddenly Beans gets caught kind of like, not, I don't want to say like over challenge exactly, that's the angle he's holding, but he can't get the clean kill. So nice finesse there inside of the vent. You get the victory. Real is going to put in work with 11. You get, well, a ton of damage for really everybody. Metals, maybe at least the damage department. He had that insane round on offense with that triple where he had his big moment.
Listen, playing bombs on this map, I props to Joe and Metals because this, as an objective player, looks like hell. Playing at either bomb site, then really post plant, you just don't have a lot of room to work
you
with.
can get caught on both sides and just knock it away with your life and rely on everybody else to clutch up.
Oh yeah, the A team versus the B team, pretty much there. But the B team for Miami now still undefeated in stage 3 since adding Super and Search and Destroy, 5-0. What a turnaround for them.
Undefeated there, undefeated matches, looking to keep that going here. And imagine you just take out, you take out Optic, you take out FaZe, you take out potentially here as well. You get a win over Ultra, like this.
Yeah, Vegas.
Yeah. This team is looking nuts. We'll see if they can keep it going. But a lot of series left to go. Des, talk to us about the first 2 maps.
Fantastic casting, gentlemen. I have a feeling you'll be doing a lot more after Miami secures a map 2. We're split 1-1 in the best of 5. So, Allie, can we start with Toronto? Where are they at in Search and Destroy in your power rankings?
I still think they're a very strong Search and Destroy team. I think they haven't quite cracked out dealership just yet because I think Joe and Clit touched on it really well. Like, why do you keep forcing A? Like, I get it. It worked a couple of times. Miami's adjustments on the side of defense. They're the #1 retake team for a reason in the league right now.
#1. That's pretty good.
#1.
Yeah, I actually don't mind the A play by Toronto. I mean,
The commitment was too much.
It was funny in the round 11, like, we're getting this bomb down one way or another. We're right back and forth. But I think you need to take a fight in that situation.
Like Metals here? Beams, get beamed.
Get a little bit more aggressive. I would like to see them abuse mid more. Like, we saw them have presence mid, but try to make some plays and pull people out of position. I think as this map develops and, you know, late into the major, we'll start to see some more creative plays, like after the plant on offense. But, you know, as it stands right here, there's just a couple big gunfights that Metals is winning like early on.
But, like, let me set this up for you. Like, Toronto is the top 2 attacking team right now. So, like, this was the #1 defense team, #1 retake team, Miami Heretics, taking in the #1 attack team in the league currently. And we saw that aggression from Toronto Ultra over to that A side and does go to round 11. So, like I said, I think Toronto Ultra are a solid team at this map. They just kind of met their match when it comes to dealership because Miami might end up looking like the best team on dealership heading into Major 3, and they might not even be able to play it because teams are going to start vetoing that.
Allie, you just dropped some stats, and all I heard was defense wins championships. That's how you get the round 11 dub. Miami's getting it done.
I mean, in that round, right, like if Toronto just commit a guy further up the street when they pull Miami out, they win. Like point
that or just commit to the B plant. I don't know.
That was a great dealership. Both the teams looked very strong.
It hasn't been figured completely out, but the teams are starting to get comfortable on the new map. And it's time to look back at our first map now, and we realize there's something very dangerous about Toronto Ultra.
There is.
What is it?
Well, Joe Deceives. I mean, he's the menace of the map. I was watching 8s the other day, and Ghosty said it was the same rotation, same hill, everything. And he tells he tells Joe, he says, do the thing. I know what you're doing. I'll go block. And this is the thing.
wanna watch.
So we're going to talk about it, right? So it's rotation to the money hill. You see there's only 20 seconds left on this. Right now, Joe is on a 5 streak, so he's slamming. He's currently getting time. He's going to kill these guys that are, you know, pushing the old hill, and then he's going to apply some pressure, right? Because he knows players would usually be coming here or trying to take a long route. So he's going to just try to make sure anybody that's coming this direction is going to redirect and go mid or try to go around, right? So he's going to apply a little bit of pressure from old. After he realizes nobody's coming that direction, what am I going to do? I'm going to go do the thing. I'm going to apply some pressure. So he's going to apply pressure mid, and he's going to wrap back, and he's going to apply pressure in hallway, right? But he's always looking to take the gunfight that's going to give him the advantage with the SMG in hand.
Okay.
After he finds the kills mid, he then goes and spawn kills a player that he just killed. So we'll talk to you guys through it in real time.
Is there a term in COD when you're just bullying someone like this?
Yeah, I mean, Zuma will call it the bull mask, and this is definitely the bull mask right here. So he's soaking this whole time. He's trying to find players that are trying to push him off of ult. Nobody's going. He's applying pressure. He's actively looking for gunfights. Once he realizes that, he's like, okay, let me get this scrap. Now I'm going to wrap mid. I'm going to find this guy that's coming through hallway. I'm taking a gunfight. Find him. Okay, Real down. Now I know if you're here with an AR, I'm going to kill you. Super dead. I'm going to pick up your AR. I know you're off spawn. I know where you're coming from. I'm doing the thing. I'm going to spawn kill you, alleviate more pressure. Now what I want you guys to look at the bottom of your minimap and look how many players come and try to find him. How many players on Miami are looking for Joe? We're going to pause it when they get up close. You got 4 arrows and a streak coming down right now to try and kill Joe Deceives. At that point, you secured yourself already 30 seconds and rotation. You're going to get all this time.
Bro Deceives with a takeover play makes everyone from Miami zoom in on him. Pretty awesome stuff there, Ant.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Deceives is a monster, man. It's a crazy streak. And Kleenex, though, dropped 36 in most damage on the team, so show him some love as well.
And I have great news, Ali. Both of those players are on the team I picked to win this series. How do you feel about your Miami Heretics going into Vault Control and then Protocol Hardpoint?
I'm feeling great. Actually, both these teams, this is a straight-up square-up, but it comes to their best controls across the board. Toronto, not a very strong control team, but if you're going to pick a map, you're going to pick Vault. I think we go 5 in this one. I think these two teams are very close in skill right now.
I'm ready for it. So is Maven. Let's jump into Vault.
We thought this would be a battle, and so far it is. Yeah, 10-point hardpoint, round 11 in the search and destroy. 2 like very different teams, which is kind of fun too. Especially it really was glaring the search and destroy, how they look at things, how they want to play things. Now we go to control. Thoughts there?
I think for Miami, it's like you finally have a second map in Hacienda. So now what happens is that, like, okay, Vault is back open, right? Because for a long time, they didn't see Vault control. What, they're 6-2 on the year. So everybody else across the league was like, we're just going to veto this against this team. They don't have a second or third one. You have a pretty good Hacienda the first couple of weeks. So Vault opens back up. On the other side for Ultra, you're 0-3 this stage, one of those, of course, being the forfeit. So your 2 losses are really to Thieves in phase, but you see right there, both round 5s. So we'll see if they can get a W on the board this stage.
See if they can do it. Let's see if, I mean, it's just been, the offensive play on Vault has been tough. We have not seen a ton of wins there. It has been so defensive heavy. What team gets round 5 defense is what it's felt like as of late. Versus maybe early in the year. We'll see if somebody can take advantage, though, in this particular matchup and get an opening offensive round. So Joe Deceives taking a route underneath to start things off, but they already lose Kleenex. The route from Joe Deceives is going to pay off. Doesn't lead to too much more, but they've got a body on the point working towards that first tick.
Yeah, have man advantage. They're working the objective. They continue to have man advantage. Is now inside trying to get involved. Metals is down low. Just going to try to bunny hop on through, and that's a big kill, I think, from Real, because that's going to open up line. But Catwalk shut down by Joe. So it's like every time you think it kind of evens on out, Ultra just aren't losing the initial gunfights. As Beans and Joe, 5 in a row. Almost number 6, but Metals will find 2, but is it too late?
Not too late yet. Still need one more tick. Heretics break in. We'll milk this clock down a little bit lower, and now Ultra have to look for another opening. Going the long way around will be Kleenex, but that gets picked up. Beautiful job there from Real to make sure nothing going to be open. It's 2 drop, though. Ultra looking to battle back onto the point. There's 2 players there remaining, and they're both holding down. Beans can't get through on the backside, and well, you're in like a 2v4 for a moment, and Heretics are able to hold the line. So still, no pressure on this final tick over at A. Another multi-kill for the Heretic side, and suddenly what looks so good for Ultra. You've got life advantage of your Heretics. There's only 20 seconds remaining on the clock. After the break back in onto the point, they have shut it down, and you are just in hell right now if you're Ultra. You've got to break out of spawn and somehow get back onto the point quickly.
That all started with Real, right? I mean, he finally is able to find that 2-piece to give them mid-map control, and they haven't been able to crack on through, as you said. So great recovery so far for Heretics, but sometimes you get a last-second play, at least to get A. Not gonna happen. Super ends on 5 in a row, only 2 deaths. And yeah, it looked great for Ultra.
Yeah, it really did. It really did. You just think you think over that stretch, like they're going to have at least one more opportunity to kind of make a play on objective, and there was not really any opening at all. Not at all. Or I guess there were like 2. Okay, well, honestly, what it came down to was kind of the 2v4 hold for Heretics. Because, like, they had 2 players left, 2 coming off spawn. The 2 players were playing right on the A point. And, like, if Beans found the timing through on the route to kind of flank in the backside, Ultra probably opened that. But I think one of the players spawned from Heretics and picked him off as he tried to get in. He gets through line, like, through the back door. They probably win that. And that's, like, a difference of probably a half second. Like, if he just gets through that cross, it's done. You saw Beans' reaction. He was like, oh, like, he knew.
He knew it.
I think he knew. He gets through that round, probably, well, at least the minute extension comes in for Ultra. It's super. Lovely shots. He's on 6 straight.
A little B hit to start it. Well, they're gonna find the first 2 kills. There's the third, but Kleenex says, yeah, I don't really care. This entire time though, Real's been hitting a route. But due to the spawns, Beans is gonna turn around. So 6 and 7 spawn down low. That just gives them the heads up of, and well, they know the player that Real is. He's gonna hit the flank. Great communication right there from Ultra coming on through.
The comms seem to be on point, and so far, so is the defense. Heretics taking a second now to progressively layer the map and set up their next push. They'll go 2 for 1 in those string of gunfights. And now bring the pressure onto it. Metals, he gets a multi-kill there, and the point's wide open, but he'll get the damage in, stay up, and Rancor will be able to finish it off. He's gonna try and back up and stay up as well. Control. The ability to play your life so important for this mode, and Heretics doing a great job of it there, and that's gonna be the first tick of progress now through.
Yeah, they don't have catch control though, so that's where the retake is gonna start from. Inside goes on a route, Inside finds his second with the sub. That's gonna be 3. And just like last time, it looks like that attacking team maybe gonna get that 8-point done or pretty darn close, but not even the second tick through for Miami.
It's just, it feels like you just need sometimes like a 3 and 4 down and a stack. It's just, there are so many places to retake from, but if it's like staggered at all, like from both sides, like there's just so much to pick up. You only have like 2 players in the point. You're spinning around doing 360. You gotta be an owl, eyes in the back of your head, trying to pick everything up.
Yeah, and I mean, Inside just wins catch control, right? So then you also lose high ground. That turns into a 5 spree for Kleenex. Inside's still alive. 1 player able to get on a B. That's going to be Real, just kind of waiting for his teammates. The problem is his teammates get spawned out poolside, so they're not even going to get there over towards A. So they one-up them. You get 2 ticks if you're Ultra, 1 tick on offense if you are Heretics.
So far, it's just kind of how I thought it would go. That's what Vault Control has been as of late. So we'll keep an eye on the ticks. And advantage is that all-important round 5 defense. It's nothing like Invasion last year, but I swear it plays the same from a result standpoint these past, past few weeks.
It didn't start this way.
No, it didn't. It didn't lately, I swear.
Stage 1 was very 50-50. Stage 2 and onward has been probably like 90-10, maybe more.
Sometimes I just don't know how like skewed my opinion is because of our cast, right? Like I'll follow all the matches, but I don't like watch it as closely for like round specific stuff like I do like when we're casting. I'm like, is it like different for everybody else? Like, is it just us?
No.
No, I know, but I just wonder sometimes if it's just skewed from my opinion while I'm doing the commentary, but wow. 5 straight for Insight. And an opener there for Joe Deceive. Streak for Insight quickly silenced. We were checking his POV for a moment to see if he could put something into that, but you win that break. Heretics are able to do that, so it gets tough for Ultra early on. Right off a spawn though, Joe Deceives, he was the one that kind of stayed up, but I kind of found the route through the back to allow his teammates to get in through the front.
I don't know how he won that gunfight.
Neither do I.
He wasn't even 1 HP or like full HP all the way up to 100. But his kill allows his teammates now to layer the map, and now they're in.
And that's kind of that 3-down scenario. This is where you have to get your progress. You've got to get it now. Can you break in again? Can Heretics do it and stop the 3rd tick and then shut the door, or does a minute extension come through? Looks like it's through. Okay, so this time Ultra able to do it. 2 minutes now on the clock, 4 life advantage. Great stuff on offense. I mean, honestly, it looks pretty similar to last time. This time they just didn't allow the retake. Maybe got the stack in a little bit more quickly.
Yeah, Joe was able to play his life inside of that cat room.
And I don't know if they ever got like as clean of a 3-down as that.
Yeah, it just all kind of started with Joe finding that 1 kill. And well, now this time it might be Inside. He has been so good with the Jackal on this map. Now up to 6 in a row. Trying to find number 7. Pistol out. Good luck with that gunfight. But hey, you have the life advantage. Still 90 seconds to work with.
Yeah, that gunfight did not look fun at all, but a big spree there from Insight. Still a lot of work to do with the route. Defensively, Rancor will take it. He will, he'll not get any kills, actually. He'll get shut down as he took the long poolside route, similar to what you're seeing number 4 do in Super. As his teammates continue to control the B-side street, wrapping through will be Metals. That's kind of flank on him. We'll see CleanX's POV for now. Metals will get picked up. So far, Ultra's doing a good job of kind of picking up that pinch player. Because Heretics over and over again sending a body. It's going to be Super on a route this time.
Yeah, it's just sooner or later that time you're gonna start to tick. Yeah, so Joe's thinking what I'm thinking. He's just gonna start to try to pause the clock. Just yes, they have life advantage, but it may not matter. But behind them was Super, goes on that long route, takes top ammo, and this is when this B point gets so difficult. When you don't have ammo control because you're just gonna spawn out pool. You also just have a height elevation over towards B.
It's just so hard with everything going on, just always picking up the timing with it. They did it, I think they picked up like 3 times straight, but finally somebody got through, and
here we go.
Uh-oh. You drop Super. You win 2 on the front side of it as well, and now you've got a body on the point. Beans maybe wants to get that gunfight back, but CleanX is pushed up outside of Art. First tick of progress done, and even if you don't win the round, which you might behind CleanX's double, you're taking a massive advantage when it comes to the tick department, and they're just cutting them down. No opening for Heretics to get through. The crossfire setup is in. One little sliver to go, and Ultra take the offense. So as defensive heavy as the first 2 were, that was clinical, really, from Ultra.
Did we just caster curse that? We might have.
We did.
We might have.
I loved it. I mean,
yeah, we just kind of talked about it. But honestly, I think you were right. I think Ultra did such a good job on the flank, picking that up. And then even when you got a player there, if you were Miami, they just died so quick. Like, CleanX backs up, mantles up, and wins the gunfight. Like, that is not easy to do. Even when you're ratting in ammo, how many times have we seen players just stay alive, play their life forever?
Yeah.
It takes 2 or 3 to take him down.
Yeah.
CleanX wins it so quickly, then they progress up the map.
No, you're right. I mean, they stopped the first like 3 I saw from even getting a kill, but that one even, yeah, could have been way more annoying, but it wasn't. And the fact that you got that kill and then what? You got like 2 kills on the front side at the same time.
At the same time.
Which you're hoping, if you're that route guy in Super, that your teammates win those fights, and then it's not as big of a deal. But that stretch from Ultra, everything they needed to get the stack in and take control of it. CleanX, a double on one side, Ranker, a double on the other. As the battle continues on A, now Heretics, they've got to win an offense. See if they can muster something up.
Yeah, they're looking for that 3 or 4 dead. Joe's not going to give them that, though. He's just going to play his life. Not over Peak, not over Chow. Wait for his teammates. Then behind the first pick from CleanX, they're going to go. There's 3 dead for Heretics. Real's hoping to find some. He's going to find absolutely nothing.
And just look at the map control they've got for Ultra right now. Like, they are getting so pushed up, just spawning them out pull. Such a tough battle back in for Heretics. Guessing where Ultra players are at this point. A little game of ring around the rosy, I think, over towards ammo as well, as that's CleanX and Ranker that are hunting each other down. They're able to win that and also get a kill out towards pool. So starting to push up onto B now. They're just going to take B side control and see if they can get progress there. They've got a chance to get a couple bodies on this, or do they? Because the car is also working in Ultra's favor. And just as I thought, maybe an opening for Heretics, it gets shut down behind 3 from Ultra. Just under 30 seconds to go.
Yeah, Metals is just like trying to get towards his teammates, towards B. Isn't thinking there's going to be a player bottom vault, but Inside was just lurching there. But that's going to be 4 dead.
All right.
Right off a spawn, they did all 4. They have to commit to a zone, and well, it's going to be the A zone, of course. Trying to get it done, though. You will have a retake attempt if you are Ultra, but you have to go quickly.
I don't even know if I say don't bother retaking it. Don't bother. There's no reason. You just need to win this round. Give him a minute extension and lock him in. They still have to do the hard part. What's the way that falls apart? I actually love that from Ultra. Well, how's it fall apart, Joe?
Yeah,
you try to retake it and you get smoked. Yeah. You get 4 dead and suddenly you have no map control. Instead, just make sure you have B-side street. They locked him in. They literally set up like a rhombus around him, bro. Trapezoid. I'm just making up shapes. Locked him in.
They locked him in.
And now you're going to need, well, another kind of 3-4 down scenario if you're really going to...
Did they call it that, the rhombus strat?
Maybe. For some reason, whenever I want to say a shape, it's not like a square or a circle or like a rectangle, a normal one. It's like trapezoid or rhombus. But I couldn't tell you why, Joe. Could not tell you why. Well, unfortunately, the 3 dead's going to go the way of Ultra, so Heretics in a lot of trouble. 8 lives remaining, 30 seconds to go. And you might get staggered here. Super can't get out. It'll be a couple straight there from Insight. They've been dominant on defense, and they had 1 good offensive burst. This is really all you needed to take the control, barring some kind of miracle here from Heretics. Starting to do it with no lives remaining, 4 versus 10. Problem is you still have 1 behind your front line in CleanX. And you're getting cut down on the other side. Even if Super wins this, and he should get flanked here instantly from CleanX. Him and Beans able to combine to take him down. So good looking control there from Ultra. And yeah, I mean, for Heretics, mostly it's been Hacienda when it was all evolved through kind of your first couple of stages. And you're playing the reason we think Ultra are going to be a threat to a team like a FaZe or a team like Thieves, they're well-rounded, they're a solid control team. That's going to be a tough one for Heretics.
Yeah, and you're getting a couple of these like struggling maps out of Metals, which he's kind of avoided in respawns. Like he's had one every now and then, but now that's two, where he's sort of like minus double digits, 10 or 12 in that ballpark. And on the other side, I mean, Kleenex is probably playing his best BO6 in stage 1. I think he had a really good stage 1, especially online. And now these last couple of weeks, he just looks in fine form.
Well, he had 33 map 1, 11 in the search, 28 here. Tobias frying. And yeah, I mean, to your point, yeah, Metals is, I think Chris said it, I mean, he is the X Factor guy. He is. I mean, he's been playing better since Super came in, but especially you talk about the couple matches they've had lately where he's just been unreal. I mean, he's been so good. And it feels like, yeah, when he's that, like, this team is going to be very, very tough to beat.
Yeah, that's always tough when you have a majority of rounds be offense, but they lose that defensive round. Start to hone in a little bit on that, but it's just like so many moments where you're getting these multi-kills, 3 to 4 dead if you're Ultra. They're able to take advantage of it, especially on that attack round. Just could not shut them down if you were Miami.
And that's why it seems like, we've talked a lot about, well, we kind of talked about on Sunday a little bit, like sub duos, best in the league, worst in the league, kind of that conversation. And some you're more typical setup, some not, but like these two just both have the ability to be like a kind of super slang sub. It just sort of seems like who's hot, like who's in form can just take over the map. Sometimes it's Kleenex, sometimes it's Joe to Thieves. And when they're both frying, that 1-2 punch is amongst the best in the league.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And they've kind of taken turns. Like I think we've seen all these moments, right? A lot of hype behind Joe. And just these last couple of matches, Kleenex is like, don't worry.
Yeah.
I still got it.
No, and I think that's what you
need it.
I think our days are gone sort of listen, I don't mean this with like disrespect to like a Teep back in the day or like a Sensor or like some sort of like objective heavy player. That just isn't get it done anymore. Like you all kind of need to be able to fry. And you just do. At least that's how I see it. Like,
well, yeah, Sim and Abisi trying to change that.
Yeah, no, they were probably the first to really
everyone's sort of entry aggressive sub with a more slaying roaming, and how do we match that? And well, the good thing is that Joe and Kleenex can do both. They've done both for a long time now.
No, 100%. But we continue on the action for this. We're going to talk a little bit about some of these super ARs on this team. I can't use the word super in this particular matchup with that particular man, because that's not super, it's Rancor, but you know what I meant. Rancor Beans, how the stats would look for these guys, just looking back to the map 1, both putting up some numbers, putting in some damage, putting in some objective work. I think these are honestly two of the better stories on the year for me. When you think about, they're very different stories, but Rancor is coming in kind of rookie of the year type guy, like his interview, the passion, that fan base, like it's been awesome. And then Beans, like this was the year, right? We've talked a lot about Beans in the past with his time on Breach and stuff. Like, how would this guy be when he was on a good team? Like, how would he be? Because sometimes we thought he was just sort of I don't know, he was like putting in numbers when they were getting smoked type thing. Like, oh, you saw he was a shooter, but how would that transition to actually like a really solid core team? And if it was maybe a little bit questionable early in the year, now they're starting to hit stride, and dude, he's a monster.
Yeah, I mean, you hit a top 3, and now you're building off that, right? And again, you're beating some of the top teams. You've beaten Thieves now 2 times in a row. Yeah, it feels like they have their number, but yeah, I think he's just comfortable. And I think maybe he didn't really know I think he knew his spot, but I think this is just a comfortable place for him. Maybe if this was another top team, it wouldn't be, but with sort of insight there, with Kleenex there, I mean, he's having a great time.
And I love it because, like, it's a spot where you could think maybe the pressure would be too much or be a lot of pressure. You're filling in the shoes of Scrap. So it's one of those talented players we've ever seen, even in his short career. And Beans has come in, and dude, he's matching it. Plus, well, you have like the rivalry between them and the trash talk. Like, I'm a commentator, love me some storylines. It's been awesome to follow. But those two players, terrific in the map 1. See what they'll do here. This is the last 5 maps of the hardpoint, Joe, though, for Ultra.
And this has been the key, is that their hardpoint has gotten better. Their control wasn't great this stage, but outside of that loss to Boston, they have beaten LA Thieves twice. They beat Atlanta FaZe. Now they beat Miami in 10 points. But it feels like this game mode, if they can hone this in a little bit more, they are going to be tough to beat.
Can I get a high five, dude?
Yeah.
That's why I know my brain's awake now. Okay. It was not the first 2 apps.
That's all right.
I couldn't tell you what planet I was on for some reason, Joe, but I'm here. I'm alive.
It's great to have you.
Yeah, no, I think I messed up like 20 things with my speech. I swear. I'm good now. just old. Rank's got to wake up, dude. Rancor, though, he's right into it. And so is Heretics. They find everything early in the kills column and right onto the early P1 control, and allows Real to get pushed up, but pushed up and buried behind the crisp shots of Insight. For Heretics, you got to win this if you're going to get to a map 5 and stay undefeated. And on Ultra's minds, they're thinking the same thing. Like, we're undefeated. Yeah, that's how they're viewing it, I'm sure.
Yeah, trying to stay dominant and hardpoint throughout this stage. As Real just playing his life. You're starting to earn some time, but not for long. Great movement out of Real. Staying alive with 2 HP. His AR is looking over him. Good stuff there. This will get him right around 30 points off of P1. On rotation, you're going to have Super playing around Plat, and Metal's just kind of lurking right now. I think he's playing down. No, he's up top mid with him, so maybe he's going to try to find a flank all the way through. It looks like he'll find Insight.
Joe Deceives getting kills and getting time to dive back to just stay up. He gets a little bit of help from his teammate. One above him, one behind him. Joe Deceives, multi-kill demon. It's Rancor. It's funny, this is another crazy Rancor spree. And it's like all the time was going to Ultra, but yeah, behind that, it seems like eventually they're able to battle back through, as he's already out to 7. And now all the hardpoint control in the world for Heretics, with still 30 seconds to earn, and outside the Kleenex nade, that feed is all Heretics wiping Ultra clean off the board.
Yeah, at the right time. Exactly, yeah. 25 seconds, they get forward now to set themselves up to combine this with the P3. Ultra, what do they want to do here? Looks like they're going to try to fight through the time. There's just too many bodies, or is there? Insight and Kleenex will find 2. Rest of the scrap going to go their way. And, well, this could get a little dicey for Heretics. You see, Real and Super are going to spawn out, so it's not as clean as you would like. In terms of after that 4 dead, and yeah, you see Joe Deceives spawns up, but he doesn't win the gunfight because Rancor is there. And another, he's 11-2.
Dude, he is absolutely frying. 4 straight and 5 straight earlier, finding his kill in volleys. And now we'll get the objective work done as well. I mean, listen, you can rotate all you want, you can make the right play all you want. Right now, Ultras need to start winning some gunfights. I mean, they're getting cooked. They're getting absolutely cooked. I mean, you're 2 and V's is 2 and 9, 3 and 7 for Insight.
How many full Heretics feeds have we had already? Right, it's like the 3rd or the 4th one.
It looks so good with the orange and white too. It's like completely. It looks great.
There's another spawn. Joe does spawn behind them, but that's because you rotated already to P4. I mean, this has a chance to get ugly.
Well, it kind of feels like, I mean, Ultra's opportunities early in the vault, right? Like, they had their chances to really put them away. They did. I mean, I know they ultimately won the map, but there were opportunities to really go up massive. Heretics, same chance here. Wait, a money hill of all money hills. Up, and you're okay. So what, you're up 50 with 50 to go on this? Yeah, I mean, they should be up 100 after this. And is the comeback doable? Sure. But it is not going to be easy. They're going to lose 1 player, maybe an opening through the front door. That's the PC car taking out 1. The break seems to be in, even if they get busted out of this. Still, you've disrupted a good amount of this time now. I think you needed that if you were Ultra.
No, I mean, huge win there. Great break, and yeah, you get a little help there from the explosive. That finds you a kill. But yeah, you just get picked apart. Great damage from Insight. He was able to find that first pick, kind of backs up Rancor. Rancor does have a Hellstorm, though, so they might play a little greedy towards the rest of the scrap time, but you did have Metals already set up at P1, and now you're starting to get going if you are Ultra. Only down 30.
Look at Rancor versus the rest of the lobby, bro. 17 and 6, dude. Just frying. I mean, Beans has 6, and that's like his counterpart. That was our map 4 matchup that we showed before this, and it's not really a matchup at the moment. Well, the scoreline it is, but not that particular scenario. But you gotta see, does Beans get hot? Does Rancor slow down? Metals with a teardrop, and now continue to fight to the point. Unfortunately, can't get it done with the gunny. Rancor is going to drop as well. And despite the early slang struggles, despite the early hole you're in, you're the P1 time here from a tie game or lead change.
Well, I was going to say that, Hellstorm, but you're going to call this in now with 20 seconds. I think you take that all day if you're Ultra. And they're not even on the hill yet. Kleenex finds a kill, so that turns into nothing.
Is that sort of hitting the panic button? Like things are unraveling, our leads disappearing? Like,
well, it's just a question of where else are you really going to use it, right? It's always sort of this P1, but they didn't use it earlier in the time. There was always only one player left from Ultra that held the line. They do it again, and they're right back in the game.
Sometimes it's like the streak's great, but finding the opportune moment to use it is the hard part, yeah. So what, 10 points now between them after the hot start from Heretics. 10-point banger in the map 1, maybe. Gonna be a wild one here. It was a terrific break from Heretics last time that set up a ton of time for them here. Remember, late in the hard point, they got the 4-man down and got the flip. That's sort of where the run started for Heretics, despite being perfect in the P1. that's where the run started for me, was that kind of that P2 breaking forward. But still battling through the front. Ultra are doing it. They're getting the time. They're getting the spawns. Not allowing Heretics to dictate this thing for now.
Yeah, now a chance for kind of Ultra. Where is your opening here if you are going to be Miami? Real's going to take the route. You're going to try to pick this up, and you do. What a shot punch out of Beans. That was maybe your one chance to get across the map before P3 pops up. Can they do a better job at this? Already starting to do so. And now they have the lead. What a comeback here from Ultra.
Well, yeah, I sort of said, well, Beans turn around a bit, right? Like, starts double negative, really slow one. He has started to. Battling back towards even, making some big plays on the rotation. Now sub in hand, doing it through the point.
Metals is through.
He's going to have something to work with, and Beans, he's awake now. 15 and 16, 4 straight. Player got through for Heretics, as you mentioned, but hasn't led to anything yet. They're able to deal with Super, not allow him to be elusive. He's still got Benjamin Beans. Inside on 4 straight. Beautiful there from Beans. Get it up to 5. What a turnaround this has been for him.
Yeah, now when you rotate to P4.
What a turnaround this has been for him. Unreal.
Well, now he's got the Hellstorm, so they can play extra greedy on this P4. But yeah, they just have done a much better job than Heretics in sort of their areas where they've had the advantage. It's turned in a lot more time. Heretics, though, know how important this P4 is. Going to try to lock this down. This gets them right back in the game.
I think Beans was like 6 and 12, and they were down 60. He goes like 12 and 4 after that. Look at the scoreline now. Like, starts to go nuts. Gets them a big advantage. And I mean, the good thing about that run you got, if you lose this, it's not the end of the world. Yep. I mean, you were down big. Now you've got this lead, this cushion. You basically be in a tie game. A break here would be incredible, obviously, but you did so good from 2 to 3. Not the end of the world if you give up this time. And it
Inside gets 2, though. That's a B3 dead. Inside somehow gets a double. This should lead to a break. And now, well, half the time. And again, you can hold all 25 seconds due to that Hellstorm that Beans is able to
get. He's in the corner. He's in the corner. Okay. I thought he might have gotten both, but had it worked out. They funnel into Insight for a moment. Yeah, you still have the streak. And what they break in with about 25 seconds left, so you get 25. That's big time considering where you're at if you're Ultra. Let's get to the next P1. The streak didn't work out for Heretics on the P1. Will it work out for Ultra? Beans is the one with it. He just died. I'm thinking maybe when he spawns in, he'll use it. But the fact is, everybody just dropped. Outside Joe Deceive. So wait for everybody to come off spawn and now call it in. And maybe Joe Deceive's the one play. His 2 kills going to allow him to remain over towards the P2. Maybe he's going to find an opening. The streak will get 1. That's an opening onto the hard point. In go Ultra. They get more out of the streak, and they're looking to close out the map. Can't quite do it on this hard point, but they can get damn close.
Yeah, they've just done such a better job when they've had map control and sort of taking the advantages that they've had. And now your stars are waking up. It's Beans, and now it's Joe Deceives on 5 in a row, locked in down this side of the map.
Remember, he was the last guy up when they went 3 dead. He stayed up, turns that into 5 in a row. You still have to close it out in this Heretics team. Lord knows they can hit another gear. They'll get the rest of this time. They've already got the rotation over towards the P2, but Beans is going to get a pick over there. They get the early setup of the P2. You think they can close this out? They've got exactly that. Beans up to 24 and 21. What a map turnaround for him and, well, several players.
Yeah, now look at Rencor, 26 and 21. He is caught up.
I mean, it's literally, I was like, that's what needs to happen, and that's exactly what has happened. Rencor slows down. Beans heats up. 7 points needed for Ultra. A break there for Heretics, enough to keep them alive at least a little bit deeper into this hard point, but we'll often say they're going to need perfection, and while this is definitely one of those situations, they're going to need it.
Yeah, I mean, You can get it done, but you just don't have map control. You would have to trap them in. They're gonna have to fight from the hill. Not gonna happen. Kleenex is there to find the double. Metal is just trying to sprint across the map. Gets there for a second. Numbers too strong. Even if they lose the rest of this, they have spawns for P3.
Yeah, we might get to the P3. We'll see. They're still sending bodies at this. But the fact they only need 3 points, yeah, someone's going to have to slip through, or Heretics have to get some kind of insane spawn to help them out. P4, P3 about to pop. They're in it. And they'll win it. Ultra. Oh!
Yeah,
there we go. Called a second early, but Ultra will get it done. Take it 3-1, win both hard points. And with their hard point, now you think about, like, I mean, they took 2 off of Thieves, too. We go back to last Sunday. Their hard point looking fierce. And, well, again, like, their search is good enough. Their search, when it's good, is one of the top searches in the game. They're solid enough at control. Yeah, when Ultra look good, they're so good. And it's been more good than bad lately, where it used to be a little kind of 50-50.
I mean, they're ramping up.
They are. They're ramping up.
They're ramping up. Maybe they're like, you know, we were worried about maybe their S&D map pool with losing Skyline and Vault. That doesn't seem to be a concern at all. And yeah, their hard point has just been magnificent. Yep. And they know exactly where to take advantage of their opportunities. They do it on this map. That's where the big difference maker. You look at the first set, that first rotation. The P2 to P3, Miami do better there. They drove that lead. The P4, when they're in that spot, they split half that time. They'd have a much larger lead going into the second set. Then on the other side, I mean, you see it. Once you get map control, that purple flow just goes flying high.
Yeah, no, so good. So good when they take advantage.
I mean, you get 18 points across 4 hills.
Yeah. No, just locked them up and flipped the game so quickly. I mean, it just seems like we went from talking about, yeah, I mean, maybe a 100-point advantage for Heretics to a very, very different conversation